and gentlemen. Oh, hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got to plug my computer in. Hang on just a second. Forgot about that. Hang on. Everybody calm down. Oh. All right. Okay. Okay. Whew. That was almost bad, ladies and gentlemen. I almost had my computer die on me. We got SVP over here. Prime, whatever going on. What a game. Now, those of you who know us know that we have a guy on our show, bald guy, love him to death, Dylon, who is a Vikings fan. That is now 2 losses in a row for said Vikings. And he's not very happy, which is also hilarious to me and should be. And again, you're watching this show. We're not trying to be Cowherd. We're not trying to be Stephen A, where we want to be the rightest guys in the room. We don't care. We just want to laugh. And it's funny as hell whenever one of our teams, our buddies' teams, lose. Now, as a Niners fan, as a 49ers fan, I go ahead and tell you right now, what's going to happen is the 49ers are in last place in the NFC West because the Rams win. So you bet on the next show that we do that that's going to be said to me by everybody. So don't worry about it. It's okay. Now, typically what we do is we pull up the ESPN, the box score. We go over that. We pull up our hot takes from Thursday night. And that's kind of where we start. But I also have my notepad, tradition. I have my notepad. I write down notes during the game or after the game. And let's pull up our slideshow here, because the most important thing right here is, hold on, I got everything, my computer not being plugged in really, oh, there it is over here, really kind of got me going there. And now I've lost there it is. Okay, now we're good. We got it. My computer not being plugged in really threw me for a loop there. Okay. So, here is what we brought up on Wednesday night. Javi brought up the point, is the 2024 Vikings giving us a mirror image of the 2016 Vikings, because they played they went 5-0 to start the season, similar to this season. They had their bye week, and then after the bye week in 2016, they lost 4 in a row. They've had their bye week. They've already lost 1. Now they've lost 2 in a row. Are the Vikings going to have a repeat of 2016? So that's kind of the biggest question right now. And Dylon did not comment on this, our resident Vikings fan. And we got to get his thoughts eventually. He did stay up to watch the game, so we did hear from him there. But shout out Liquid Death. But not a great schedule. They've got the Colts, then the Jags, and then Tennessee, then okay. This next little stretch here for the Vikings is very, very doable, because they've got the AFC South. They play 3 AFC South teams in a row. You got to be kidding me with that. They got the Colts, the Jags. That's 3 wins right there. Now, if they lose those games, they're in trouble. We can go ahead and call them frauds. But we have to ask if they're frauds. So, anyways, here we go. So we wanted to bring that up. Secondly, here are the questions that we asked. So the over-under was 48. How you doing? Hit with a 50 thanks to the safety. Wow, safety got you the cover there. If you bet the over, good for you. I took the Rams money line in your face, Dylon, because well, we'll get to the stats in a minute. But this is an identity game for the Vikings and O'Connell. Is he Vikings enough to coach the Vikings? People are asking. I asked that question because I can't remember what I said. It had something to do with his last name or McVay's last name being Gaelic or something, but they're both Irish, apparently, McVay and O'Connell. But it turns out he may not be Vikings enough to coach the Vikings. So the Vikings did not cover the overhit. Javi said this is a must win for Vikings to avoid 2016 again. We just showed you the picture. And Dylon, this is not Butch P, he said if he practiced today, but if he plays, which he did not, get ready for a TJBJ where everybody can Degeneration X. We got 2 words for you. You know what they are. Fill in the blanks. And then Tex said, is this a revenge game for Stafford on the Vikings for not trading him? So, trading for him. I'm sorry. So the Vikings not. So I think the answer to that question was yes, that they did, that they did get a revenge game from Stafford. And we'll pull up the stats here in a minute. So those are the questions we asked. Now, let's pull up the old stats here, because before the game started, we did our preview last night, and I found some interesting nuggets that the Vikings on defense were very susceptible to the pass. I think they were 32nd against the pass. Let me pull that up right here. Their defense is 30th against the pass, second against the rush. So if you were going to beat Minnesota, it was going to be through the air. Well, what do you know? Let's pull up the old stat sheet here. Here we go, bringing it to the stage right here. Boom. Well, look at that. Matt Stafford, 25 of 34, 279 and 4. Huh. And if you were going to beat the Rams defense was 30th in rush yards against. So we had one of the worst rushing defenses in the Rams and one of the worst passing defenses in the Vikings. So the Rams took advantage of that. And it does not look, as you look at Aaron Jones's numbers there, that they didn't happen. I mean, that did not happen. So let's go to team stats. Here we go. So the rushing plays, the Vikings ran for 64 yards. And that doesn't, I mean, that's a problem. That's a problem if you're a Vikings fan. Because this was a defense that you could run the football on and you had Aaron Jones. I mean, the Vikings didn't turn the ball over, obviously. They got out first downed. The Vikings' third down efficiency was terrible. The Rams wasn't much better. The Rams had 16 more total plays, almost 100 more yards. They each had 9 drives. They averaged about the same per play. Passing, it was similar. But, I mean, this came down to the Rams were 3 of 3 in the red zone, and the Vikings were 2 of 4. We've seen the Niners suck on that. And then the penalties, 9 for 50 against the Vikings, 6 for 40 against the Rams. Time of possession heavily tipped in the Rams' favor. So the plan for this was clear, is to keep the Rams off the field. I mean, keep the Vikings off the field. And, I mean, you're going to see a lot of this with questioning of Sam Darnold. You know, he had his chance late in the game there. Is he going to be able – he's going to get the Brock Purdy treatment. I guarantee you he's going to get the Brock Purdy treatment, where people are going to look at these stats and be like, well, can he do it? Can he play outside of it? If the Vikings don't get it? I mean, you got to remember, the Vikings now, they've had huge leads in all their games, minus the 49ers ones. But all the other ones, they've had pretty big leads in. So, you know, if you get up on the Vikings, that's when you get a little bit of Sam Darnold. Can he do what everybody wants him to do, or what the Vikings thinks he can do? And Vikings fans will defend him much like 49ers fans do with Purdy. So, but it's, you know, you look at all those stats and it's like the Vikings knew, and Justin Jefferson was really good. I mean, holy cow. Nakua and Cooper were back, or Kupp were back. You got to be kidding me. and and hang on here. And you know, but it was a pretty well evenly matched game. It's just again, looking before the game even started, it was like, "Hey, you've got to be able to run the ball against the Rams." And the Vikings didn't. And it's because they were behind. So that put them in a bad spot. Um Now let's get to the notepad here. So we had uh Darnold 240, rating was 128. So it's not like Darnold played bad, but again, they got behind. Stafford was pretty good, but the funniest thing was so we had the left tackle. So let's go to the notes here. Here's what I wrote down. The left tackle for Minnesota went down. That was crucial because Jared Verse was running wild. And that really put him in a pickle. So, I mean, when you lose your left tackle, that's never good. I mean, a left tackle is probably one of, if not the most important, one of the most important pieces of your offense, if not the most important. Because you saw that last play, dude. What are they doing, man? That last play, did they show it here? Maybe they'll show it down here on this screen where where they had that the sack in the end zone against Darnold on the last Vikings drive, where there was a clear face mask. And they're like, "Oh, you can't review that." And it's like, that's a blatant foul. I mean, should you be able to review that? I mean, if you're talking about getting the call right, getting the game right, make the call. You know what I mean? Make the call. Review it. I mean, I don't know what the exact rules are, but holy smokes, if you've got 16 angles of it, I mean, why are we paying? Why are we? Why do we have replay? I mean, I know you can't review everything, but holy smokes! I mean, you've got a game that's hanging in the balance here, and then my goodness. So, anyways, tell you what, Kyron Williams, what do you have? Kyron Williams had 5 receptions, touchdown. He had over 100 total yards, 28 total touches. That dude's pretty good, man. And then, of course, they get Nakua and Cutback. Everybody in fantasy football land was losing their minds um, because of that. So, but I mean, when you look at the let's see what Jared Verse did. Where's he at? Jared Verse had a 1.5 sacks. God, that guy's a monster. 3 quarterback hits right there. So, all right, you look at the standings here. So Detroit beat Minnesota last week. So Minnesota's in second, 5-2. So they're really pulling for Jacksonville, I guess, and Commanders. Then you come down here to the NFC West. Seattle's leading. Arizona's in second. Los Angeles in third. 49ers in fourth. And the 49ers have already lost to the Niners have already lost to Arizona or the Cardinals and the Rams. So they'll have to beat them later in the season. They've already beat Seattle, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, uh the best part was there at the end of the game, obviously the sack, but that was a shot for Darnold to really win the Vikings fans over. I mean, I know he's probably already won them over for the most part, but he had his chance to drive the Vikings down the field and tie the ball game. And what ends up happening is he takes a sack. Now, if you're a Vikings fan, we talked about the pass defense of the Vikings where everybody's like, "Wow, they're carving them up." And it's like, yeah, if you look at the stats, that's what you do. You carve the Vikings up through the air. If you can figure out Flores's blitz package, which is just take what he gives you, because he's going to leave you open spots. That's what happens when you blitz. Then you'll be able to carve them up. But I mean, dude, Cooper Cup, by the way, looks like Sabretooth. I don't know if he looks like Logan Paul, Sabretooth, something. I don't know what Cooper Cup's doing with his hair and stuff, but good for him. He's actually, I mean, he had the hair falling down the front of his hat. Hilarious. Um, so anyways, the what was I saying? It was about, oh, when you're playing the Rams, right? If you're a fan and if you're a fan of the Rams, you love this. If you don't like the Rams like me and you're not a big Stafford fan, yeah, see, there's Cup there. And you're not a big Stafford fan. Like I say this every time. I like Stafford. I think he's very talented, but I think he gets way more breaks than anybody in the league. It's unbelievable. And one of the Dylon was he's like, dude, these fouls are ridiculous. These flags are ridiculous. I'm like, welcome to watching Matt Stafford and the Rams play. I have watched 2 or 3 games at least, minimum, where you get down to the red zone and Cup gets a flag called on him, and then there you go, the game's over. It ends on a flag. Like that's what happens when you're playing the Rams and Matt Stafford. That last throw up the sideline to Cup. He's like, "What is this flag?" I'm like, "Dude, that's what happens." I saw it in the NFC Championship a few years ago. They gave him like 3 of them on 3rd downs too, and it's just like, okay. Stafford's either really good at throwing people into flags or they're getting some sort of preferential treatment. And I'm like the only dude on the internet that criticizes Matt Stafford. But I don't get it. I don't get enamored. Me and Steven Garcia had a little interaction with him, quarterback, South Carolina. Shout out. Oh, there's the play. That's where he got grabbed by the face mask. Um, I'm not the biggest Stafford fan as a football guy goes because I'm not enamored with his sidearm and his off platform and he's a Houdini and he was the Mahomes before the Mahomes. Like I think I think he gets a lot of benefit of the doubt. I've watched him play enough. So anyhow. Um yeah, and people were talking about the 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 Rams selling at the trade deadline. There was rumors of Matt Stafford being traded to the Vikings, and then Sam Darnold to the uh to the Rams, and then you had Cooper Cup. Where's he going to go? This and that. Well, turns out, I mean, they win another game or two, they could be right in the mix here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we see that all the time. So, but I mean, they still have to play. I think they still have to play quite a few divisional games. So I don't know. I thought it was funny. Guys aren't electric until you're throwing bad breath on them. I'm like, good luck, Chuck, man. I cannot stand, dude. I can't stand it. I'm just not a. I'm not a fanboy. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a fanboy. I don't. I watch these guys and I'm like, yeah, they do some great stuff, but I'm like, is this otherworldly stuff? No, I don't have any agenda toward any of them. I just sometimes they play good. I mean, you can do it all. Okay, Mahomes always the greatest. Well, yeah, he's got Andy Reid and he's got Spags. He's got Spagnola. Okay, great. Lamar. Wow, he's playing really well. Okay. Lamar playing really well. It's like, well, yeah, Derrick Henry's in the backfield running for 180 yards a game and going 90 yards. Well, Stafford, he sucked. He sucked the last 4 weeks, right? He had 3 touchdown passes. He sucked. Stink, stank, stunk. He was playing Grinch quarterback. Okay. Now he gets his 2 receivers back, and all of a sudden, whoa, he's carving them up. Whip de doo, zippity doo dah. I remember a guy down the road in San Francisco who when he's not playing his best, Purdy, right? When he's not playing his best, everybody's like, this guy's a bum. Told you he can't play without all of his help. Told you he's just a system guy. Well, looky here. Matt Stafford gets all of his weapons back, and now he's throwing for 4 touchdowns. How about that? We wanted to go there. That's where we went. You like that? Kirk Cousins, you. I'm serious. You can't sit up here and tell me, and here I am yelling in my basement alone at 11:45. You can't sit up there and tell me Matt Stafford's stats before this game, he had 3 or 4 touchdowns. Terrible. Sell the farm. They suck. They can't do anything. He gets his 2 all-pro receivers back. Now all of a sudden, oh, the Rams. Woo! Yeah. Funny how that works. So yeah, Purdy gets his stuff back. Great. He'll play well too. So I don't want to hear it anymore. It's the same thing. Stafford without his guys sucked. 3 touchdowns. Stafford with his guys torched one of the NFL's best defenses for 4 touchdowns. Let's call it like it is. Boom. There you go. I brought it to Purdy, and you brought it back to Ohio State. Of course you did. Urban always said the QBs are proud of the guys. It's true. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can't tell me Matt Stafford's this elite thrower of the football, best guy ever, zip da da da, and his players are out and they're talking about selling the entire team, and then his players get back and he's all of a sudden way better. And then tell me that Purdy, without his players, like we're judging him on the scale of like he's got to do it without everybody. Oh, no, we could throw our pads on and win a ring with Andy Reid. I just call me a hater, call me a troll, whatever. But woo! That's how you get it going. Well, I don't really have much else to talk about. I do love that the Vikings lost, though. Not because I have anything against the Vikings. Trust me. Look at that. First, hold on. Wait a minute. There it is. Right there is what I wanted to see. Right there. Let's go back. Let's wind the clocks back here. Come on. Rewind it. Why is this not working? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it said he had one first half touchdown in the past 6 games, Matt Stafford. And tonight he had 2 or 3. Come on. Call it like it is. Let's go. People forget Andy Reid had a job before. He did. He was great. He was in the NFC Championship every year. Donovan McNabb was a choke artist. And he didn't have Spagnuolo. Okay. I don't even know what else to talk about. I turned into a Purdy rant, and that's exactly what you'd expect from me. Thank you, Jay Bones. That was incredible. We're not going to go through all those, but basically, Demarcus Robinson was pretty good. The whole Josh Oliver, man, I bet first down touchdown on Jake Munt because I was like, this is a game where one of the backup tight ends is going to get a touchdown. I picked the wrong guy for first touchdown, of course. He was like, Oliver was probably like plus 3,000. So then you get Oliver, Williams, and then Trent Sherfield for the Vikings. There you go. Second quarter, you got a little cup action. Then you had Will Reichard banging it through. Demarcus Robinson got his first, then Will Reichard again brings it 20-21. Demarcus Robinson again, we got 20-28. Then you got sacked in the end zone, safety, game, blouses. Man, that's funny. Again, I'm not a Vikings hater, but I do enjoy them losing simply because one of my good friends, one of my best friends, and one of the guys on our show is a Vikings fan. So anytime one of our teams loses, it makes the shows that much better. Anywho, I think that's everything I've got. Let me pull this down. It was a fun game. Nice Thursday night game. The college game sucked. Pittsburgh destroyed Syracuse. What's his face? The quarterback for Syracuse, McCord, threw like 3 pick sixes. It was incredible. Incredible. And then Georgia Southern got absolutely stomped by Old Dominion. So I got to check my bets, see what happened here. Look, we've got Saturday night, we're going to be back with the Pick'em. Me and Jay Bones. There he is. I laughed out loud the first time I saw Justin Jefferson's eyes highlight of the night. Dude, that guy. The red gloves, the chains, banging chains. He's got Frisbee golf jewelry. He's just banging chains out there. That catch he made was phenomenal. Yeah, there you go. McCord tried to bully Ryan Day into guaranteeing starting. Well, that's not aging very well at all. That's not aging very well at all. So we're gonna be back Saturday night for the Pick'em show, 5-0, gonna happen. And then we're gonna be. Oh, hold on, let me get this out of here. We're gonna be back for the Pick'em show, and then Sunday we'll be live. The whole crew will be together. Check us out. It's right here, Sunday night, 9:30. I got to update that to Thursdays and Saturdays, 9:30. And then the podcast, uh, Mondays and Thursdays. So go check out the new one if you're watching right now, if you missed our last night's show. Uh, and then Sunday we'll be back. Next week's gonna be a little different. Your boys are headed up to Buffalo. One of our old teammates, one of our good friends, plays for the Bills, and we're going to go up and see him. So we're going to have boots on the ground in Buffalo versus Miami. So our travel schedule is going to be get there Saturday. Might affect the Pick'em show, but maybe not. We might do it live from the hotel up there. But Sunday, I don't know. We're going to have to pre-record something. Uh, so we'll see. Will we be doing election code? Probably not. What night is that? Is that a Tuesday? I'm pretty sure. What is it? Super Tuesday? Usually that's my show prep. Usually that's the show prep. We'd have to be but the vote goats, the Millie votes. Yes, dude. There it is. The Millie votes. Um, Anyways, go check us out on all these socials. And the last thing we'll put up here is if you know us, we went to school in the mountains. I worked at I worked at a YMCA up there in the mountains. I still have good friends in the mountains of North Carolina, up in Avery County. And so I talked to the CEO up there, and I said, "Hey, do you mind if we throw this up there on our show? Because we get, we're proud of the numbers we get watching. And this is the YMCA of Avery County. You can see there is a I'll put this in the comments. I'll put the link in the comments. There is a website here. If you go to ymcaofeverycounty.com, Hurricane Helene updates, you can go in and look at donations. It's going to get cold. The problem is, I've talking to these people up there, talking to my friends up there, is things are not back to normal and it's going to get cold. So they need donations for like coats, generators, propane, things to help keep people warm because the weather, it's already snowed up there and the weather is going to turn very soon. So you can see the list of things they need, um, you know, to help with knocking down the wind to bring some warmth up there. They've got Amazon stuff, Amazon children's stuff. So I'll put the link in the show and then or in the comments. So if you can share it, if not, uh, just at least be thinking of them. So there you go. Closing thoughts. If you're the Vikings, I mean, you know, you you got to go back. It's clear that they have a problem playing from behind. And that seems to be the McVay. The McVay seems to be the only one out of that whole tree. The McConnell, the O'Connell, the Shanahan. McVay seems to be the one who can actually navigate his way. And then maybe that has something to do with Stafford. But if you're the if you're the if you're the Vikings, I mean you're not. You're 5-2, and you got 3 AFC South teams, right? So is Sam Darnold the guy? I don't think you're going to be able to trade for Stafford now, even if you don't think he's the guy. But it doesn't matter. So, but you've got to be able to run the ball whenever you should be able to run the ball. So, and then for the Rams, I mean, hell, you might as well go all in. I'd start trading first round picks again. Why not? Shoot, try to get back there. NFC West wide open. Might as well. They got all their weapons back. They can move. They can move the ball. And they did. They did exactly what you should do against the Vikings, which is throw the football. We talked about that last night. Anyways, I'm going upstairs. We'll see you. Oh yeah, I'm going to be out of town this weekend. I still think I can do the Pick'em show tomorrow night. I think I'll be able to do it. If not, I might just set it up. J Bones, you roll it solo. Give you the keys. Get her home by midnight. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Thursday Night Football recap. Thank you. I will put that link to. Oh shoot, I knocked it out. Anyways, I'll put a
We love football.
Song.
Yeah, it's our passion.
We'll see you tomorrow night.
That's why we're cashing.
Thanks for tuning in. Go check out the podcast out now. Anywhere you get your podcast.